What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the studio. Keither.B here, and welcome back to the podcast. Hey, this is a follow-up video of the video that I did about the killing of Chad Reed, the Texas parent who went to go pick up his kid and the mom didn't have the kid there, and her new husband shot him. Yeah, this is the follow-up video. I told you guys I was going to do some more looking into it, just to put some more context to it. And I did find this second video. This is an interview with Jennifer Reed, his widow now. She was recording from the car, as she states in this interview, and she was advised to record the interaction between Chad Reed and his ex-wife because of past BS, because of past altercations or verbals or whatever. So to be expected. So, and with that, here we go.
Why did you decide to release it?
Because the public had a right to know. It'd been 3 weeks, nothing had been done, and I felt like the public needed to know, and I feel like Chad deserves justice.
You're in the car, you hear these shots go off. What is going through your head that very moment?
It's got to be a difficult interview for her. I mean, to talk about, she wants to do this, by the way. She wanted to, try to get justice for her husband. Very difficult for her to actually, relive this, verbally.
Okay. So I'm recording this just because I'm supposed to record anything verbal between them because of the past situations. And Christina and Chad are having a conversation 6 feet apart. And I don't think anything, there's no yelling. He's not physically going after her. I mean, he was just like, where's my son? And I see Kyle come out with this gun. And what a lot of people don't understand in the video is that, one, I'm zoomed in on the video and I'm not watching it through my phone. I'm watching it, but I'm zoomed in through the video. And he comes out and fires a warning shot at Chad's feet. And a lot of people don't realize that in the video, that he fires at Chad. And so that's when Chad steps up in a defensive mode against Kyle.
I will stop right there. And what I would say is, as soon as, yeah, he was mad. Yeah, he's there for his kid. But as soon as there is a weapon, a gun, rifle, as soon as that is introduced into the scenario, I'm backing off, right? I may be a bigger guy than the guy who has it, but you know what? Nobody's man of steel. Nobody's stronger than a bullet. A bullet will penetrate everybody. As soon as I see a weapon, I'm out of there. So, true, when tempers are flaring and, you're at a level 100 on a scale of 1 to 10, I know you're not thinking clearly.
It wasn't until he was fired at that he became defensive with Kyle. He just was ignoring Kyle because it didn't have anything to do with Kyle. It was him just trying to find out where his son was. And if Christina had just been the mother she needed to be, she should have just said, he's at my mother's, go pick him up. And all of this would have been avoided.
Oh, he's at mom's house.
All of it. None of this had to happen. We weren't there for an altercation. We weren't there to try to break in the house. We weren't there. There was no reason that Kyle has a self-defense anything, because it was a discussion between Chad and Christina about where their son was. And all Christina had to do was say, my son is at my mom's. And we would have gone there and picked him up and it would have been over with. Honestly, I thought it was like a stun gun or a taser gun or something. Like, who's going to bring out, they're having a discussion about a custody thing. There's no physical altercations. Who's going to bring a gun out? Why? If he's in fear for his life, why didn't he go in and lock the door and call the police? I mean, he's not in fear for his life. You can see it in his face. He wanted to do this. And let me just tell you, we've all known each other. Chad and they've known each other a long time. This wasn't a stranger. There was not that danger. Chad was not postured until he was doing nothing until Kyle shot at him. And Chad and I've been married 2 months when this happened. He was the love of my life. And every morning I wake up without him, and every night I go to bed without him. And it didn't have to happen. It did not have to happen.
All because the new husband got his feelings hurt, that when he tried to interject into the conversation that Chad Reed was going to have with what was having with his ex-wife, I guess he was being ignored. So he's like, oh, I'm going to go get my gun. Because he got his feelings hurt. He went and got a gun. One of those guys.
I'm sorry. I miss him terribly.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
One of those guys, in my opinion. I want everybody to know, I want to express this, that everything that I interject into this story, in this video and the last video, it's just my opinion, right? I'm not saying it's probably everybody's ideology, everybody's way of thinking. This is my way of thinking. This is my opinion. It's just my opinion, right? This is all my view, my take on things. So it's okay to go against what I say in the comments. I mean, this is what this is about. This is a conversation, and you know what? We're all adults. We're all adults. So I can take criticism. I can take somebody saying that, no, what you're saying is wrong, or I don't think this, I don't think that. I welcome it, and I'll respond, accordingly.
Justified deadly use of force shooting?
It was not. Short answer, no, it was not. You have very limited circumstances in Texas where you can justify deadly use of force. This was not one of those.
I don't think so either.
You have the attorney for the shooter who says, in Texas, you have the right to protect your property.
Sure.
And defend yourself if you feel threatened. And he says that Kyle felt threatened. So what do you say to that?
I say that he felt threatened after he went to get the weapon. He went to get it to intimidate. And then he was, Chad wasn't intimidated by it, and that's when Kyle felt threatened.
During the circumstance,
probably felt obligated.
Chad was there to pick up his son. That's all he wanted. That's what you heard him asking multiple times. Where is my son? And in using the self-defense, you cannot be in the commission of a crime. And if Mr. Caruth was aiding and abetting someone who is interfering with child custody, that is a state jail felony in Texas. If you're interfering with child custody, that's a felony charge. And number two, you cannot you cannot claim self-defense if you are the one who provoked. And Mr. Caruth was the one that provoked this by bringing out a firearm to a conversation that he wasn't a party to. In fact, if you see from the video, whenever Chad is talking to Christina, Mr. Caruth attempts to interject.
Listen to this.
Chad tells him, shut his mouth, in different words. And that was the point whenever Mr. Caruth went inside. But it wasn't until Chad threatened, or more or less promised, that he was about to bring all of the dirty laundry out into the public eye. That was the moment that Mr. Caruth walked out of the house with a firearm and escalated and provoked the situation.
You see, I wholeheartedly agree with what he just said. That's what I saw. And I didn't even see this video. That's what I saw. He got butthurt, right? He got butthurt. And he couldn't fight the dude because the dude was bigger. So he's going to go get the equalizer. He's going to go get the gun. True, it's his house. Yeah, you should only put up with certain stuff at your house. But he's there for his son. This is a custody matter. This type of situation happens. So with that.
We're now petitioning to get Chad's kids.
Absolutely. Those boys do not deserve to be raised But
So what they're saying is right now, so Jennifer Reed, Chad Reed's widow, his wife, is going for custody of his son from the actual mom. I say good luck with that. I mean, the mom didn't kill the dude, right? Yeah, I that's kind of like peeing on his grave to have his son raised by the guy who killed him. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of peeing on his grave. But I just don't see her getting custody. She's not the, she's not the biological parent. The mom's a biological parent, and the mom didn't put the kid in danger. With this situation, I don't think the kid will be in danger around this dude, even though I think he's a douchebag for going to get his weapon and bringing that into the equation. That's just the way it is. I don't think she's going to get custody of that kid.
her father's killer, and she has them around him all the time. I've had not personal contact, but through family with the older one, and he wants out of there immediately. The younger one I haven't had contact with, but they are being subjected to Kyle. And on top of it all, Kyle went into his house, and within 40 seconds from going into his house and coming back out, he's brandishing a huge weapon, and those kids have been there.
You want to know what I wonder? I wonder how old the kids are. So obviously Chad Reed was in his 50s, they said. So I'm wondering, are we talking teenagers? Right? Like if so, if they are teenagers, I know in California they can voice for themselves of where they want to go, if they want to be in that house, or if they want to go to grandma's, or even Jennifer Reed's house. If they're teenagers, I believe over, is it 12? I know in California it's either 12 or 14 or something along those lines. But with him being in his 50s, I can see these kids that probably being 16, 17. I don't know. Obviously, any information about the children are not going to be in this video or the last video because of the fact that they're kids and they're going to keep their information out of it.
And the kids are.
But I'm curious how old they are.
Aware, from our understanding, the kids are aware that that Kyle Carruth is the one that took their father away. They're aware of that. And so whenever they are around Kyle, they know that they're around the person who killed their father.
And I know this is a fight lots of parents have, and it makes me sad. I'm divorced with children, and I would never, ever.
I think there should be a mandatory drop-off in some cases. In some cases where there's heated exchanges where mom hates the dad and the dad hates, the mother of the kids. There should probably be a nationwide mandatory. There should be something from the government. Meet right here. This is the exchange. That way, there's somebody officiating the exchange. That way, if they're not there on time, okay, let's go ahead and notate this officially, right? Or if somebody's there for the drop-off, and then the person who's supposed to pick up the kid, if they're not there on time, that needs to be notated. Like all this stuff can come in to play for a future court date for custody level, in my opinion.
Use my children as pawns to try to control my ex, and that's what she did, and it resulted in Chad's death.
Fathers shouldn't have to die in order to get to see their children.
Amen.
You can just tell us, why was he the love of your life?
It's kind of funny because we've known each other for 20 years and actually hated each other 20 years ago. But once I got to know him, that man loved his kids like no man I have ever seen in my entire life. He FaceTimed them every morning before school, every night before bed. He would do anything for time with his kids.
Chad.
And as I saw him with his children, it just made me fall more and more in love with him. And he was a protector. He was a fighter. He would fight to the death for any one of his friends. And he loved me like nobody has ever loved me. He protected me. He was amazing. And I'm absolutely heartbroken that my future now doesn't include him. And
I can tell you, I was at their wedding, and the two people that I saw in love at that wedding was something that most couples strive for, and they were like two kids in love. And it's tragic that he was taken from her so early, and that they only had 2 months of marital bliss before he was taken from this world.
We had a love that most people never experience, and I probably will never experience again. And I'm heartbroken, and I'm trying not to hate, and I'm trying to do what he would be proud. And those kids were his life, and I'll do whatever I can for those kids.
Well, there you have it. There's that interview. I'm gonna try to find another video to splice, for lack of a better word. I'm gonna add it to this video, and I wanna do a little bit more research. Like, I found this video, and there you have it. She kind of explained pretty much everything what I saw with my own eyes on the cell phone video. That's pretty much, she explained it all. Here's some more video that I found. It actually talks about the Kyle guy, the new husband, not being charged criminally.
Call 911.
Carruth fires into the ground.
Call 911.
There's a struggle, and Carruth opens fire again. When it's all over, Chad Reed lay dead. Now a grand jury just decided Carruth was acting in self-defense and will not be criminally charged. Now that it's been determined there will be no charges, how does it feel?
Very unfair. I didn't realize the justice system operated this way.
Tony Busby is Jennifer Reed's attorney.
We're all sitting here thinking that the entire system has failed this family.
I love Chad with all my heart.
What would you like to say to this man who shot and killed your husband?
I'd like to say I forgive him, but I'm still working on that. I just would hope that there would be some remorse. Not only did I lose my husband, 3 children lost their father.
Well, there you have it. There's my more couch potato investigation that I did on it. I found the interview of her from that one channel, and then I just found this Inside Edition video saying, that no charges, what's going on with my camera? That no charges from the grand jury. So there you have it, everybody. I mean, here's my second video to it. I'm gonna probably title this the same as the first one, but change the first one to part 1 at the end of it, and I'll put part 2 on this one. So I hope you guys I hope you guys were intrigued by this story. I don't think anybody's going to like this story, but I hope you guys was intrigued. And what I hope you liked is me bringing the conversation to light. So with that said, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video, because it lets YouTube know that, I'm creating a buzz on their format, and that they'll push my stuff through. It helps me get views. I mean, that's the goal of making these videos, is, to get monetized, and, just keep doing this as like another income. And I enjoy doing it. So with that said, I hope you guys have a good one.